Our focus right now is on two specific domains. One is on security, one is on delivery. We tie them together by saying we want to save your life, basically, right? So during a mass casualty event, you want to be able to send an aerial supply chain of emergency medical supplies to the site, like when for SCDF, for example, to save people, or maybe in the hospital when you have an operating theater where you need some emergency stuff, you can fly them from fly emergency blood from the blood bank and other places. And also for security use cases, like for example, the fire alarms goes off, or whether the fire is real or not. You want to fly a drone there right now immediately to see if the fire is real and call for all the first responders to save your life.
So the real point of difference here is this. As a civilian, I need to be able to fly and see the drone, right? Mm-hmm. But for a commercial and government enterprise, what you can do is create a flight that goes beyond the line of sight. So you're going to have a base, and then you can then use that base, take the drone off, and then fly beyond your visual eye and what it can see, right?
And that's what we're creating. So we're creating a drone operations center, right? So in the far future, you might imagine yourself being in like a call center where you're flying drones. Maybe one pilot might fly multiple drones. And most of the drones are going to be flying on predetermined paths, safe corridors, where the flight corridors are pre-approved by the government. We will basically, some of the things will be scheduled, right? So the routine kind of flights, but there's also emergency corridors for you to fly the drones. The key here is to be able to get a reliable network, a secure network, a way to connect to the drones and keep the pilot connected to the drone. And when we lose that network, the drone being able to land in an emergency landing spot in a safe fashion.
Okay, so your two key challenges here have to be number one, regulation, right, and then number two, safety. So what are you doing on the regulation side of things?
Right, so there's been a lot of conversation with the regulation. We are studying what FAA is doing and ESA is doing on the European American front. Unfortunately, a lot of their trials are in like the suburban areas. Our Singapore is really a very dense city, right? So we need to find a way to design our concept operations around the city to avoid all the places where they overfly people, right? So as much as possible, use places like the Green Corridor or places where there's less people and reduce the risk of the drone falling. But on the regulatory side, in the sense, we have a lot of discussion with CAS, and they are very supportive. They've been giving us a lot of clues on how they will regulate the market in the future, and we're trying to discuss with them in the long run how to make this happen.
Okay, so one thing that I think about is the drone's about this big, right? It's only a small device.
So these are for the security ones, right? So the ones that are going to be going around shooting, for example, your live video streaming for the command center to see if anything's going wrong.
Yeah.
If you're going to carry something, it starts going big.
It gets bigger.
It gets bigger, right? So something carries 5 kg goes like this, 10 kg goes like this, and so on and so forth.
And it's fitted with really sophisticated camera equipment and navigation equipment as well, right?
Right, and then redundant equipment as well. So multiple navigation equipment, multiple propellers, so that if one fails, it doesn't just fall off the sky.
So what worries me the most, though, is privacy. I mean, what happens when you have these drones zooming through skyscrapers, looking into people's backyards, coming past condo windows? I mean, this is a total invasion of privacy, is it not?
And it's been the same for like your mobile phones and other things as well. So in Singapore, we have laws, right, the PDPA law, to protect your personal privacy. And I think at the end of the day, for public to accept this new technology, firstly, it takes time, and secondly, it takes their own self, right? So if their own medical emergencies were attended by these drones in the first place, then they will be able to accept that a little bit better.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.